All right, we are back with whatever this is. Oh, I know what it is. It is not an unboxing. I don't know what I would call it. I bought a used Leica R4, and I got it for practically nothing. It was about 100. So I've obviously already taken the tape off and the label off, but very, very excited. Let's see. All right, get off. Okay. Well, we got some bubble wrap, good old-fashioned bubble wrap, and then it was actually wrapped a lot better before. I just happened to take it off and then quickly repackage it just a little because, get out of here, packing peanut. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't cracked in half or anything, so didn't want myself crying on camera. All right. Wow. That looks clean. All right. That's it right there. Very clean, very clean. As described. I'm happy. All right, let's get the old clean. Hey, clean mirror. Clean viewfinder. We're clean across the top. No scratches. No scratches. That's a beautiful camera. Wow. That's actually better, in better physical condition than described. So I am very happy right now. I got this because for years I happen to have been sitting on these guys. I have a 50 millimeter Summicron, and I happen to have a 35 millimeter 2.8 Elmerit R single cam lens. So some of you might already know that means stop down metering, which shouldn't be a problem. I don't care. It's not a problem for me. I've used it in other cameras before when I was adapting glass, and it always worked out pretty well. So here is a camera I've been after for a very long time. I know. I think it's a Minolta inside, the electronics at least, and the outside is built by Leica. But you know what? Good. You don't want Leica's first round of, we're going to attempt a fully electronic SLR. You don't want that from Leica. There better be someone else's electrical and science stuff inside. Mechanical, the body, the glass, all the little levers and the little rewind levers and the advance, all the little gears and springs inside. Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, Leica. Have a full on go at it. But the internals, I don't want Leica's first attempt at internals. So, is it Konica or Minolta? I think it's Minolta. The insides are Minolta. And like I said, that's definitely a good thing. Let's just say Leica's good at making things look nice. Bodies, and they're really good at rangefinders and stuff. But even now, with the Leica SL, SL2, the Q2, Q3, and all this stuff, SL2S, I'm like fairly certain that it's Panasonic doing the internals and all that, and Leica's kind of tuning the sensor or whatever. I know Leica files would be like, whoa, it's got that Leica colors and Leica magic and all that stuff. Yeah, and then like the sensor glass delaminates in a couple of years, and you have to send it in and get it, like, get a sensor replacement or whatever. And then there's like, turns out there's no IR cut, or rather, it's like abysmal, and you have to put a filter on your $3,000 Summicron. Anyway, speaking of $3,000 Summicrons, this lens I've had for like damn near 10 years, and I think it only cost me, I don't remember what it cost me. It cost me virtually nothing. Same with the 50mm, and the prices have gone up a lot since. In a major way, I think due to their ability to be adapted to video use and as cinema lenses. And they're hefty, hefty guys. So, all right, let's get back to the R4. This thing is heavy and it's solid. It feels like, I think that's metal. Yeah, that's metal. That guy's metal. I think there might be brass. Beautiful, beautiful. Very solid. Kind of big, but not that big. Again, my hands, I don't have the largest hands in the world, but this is pretty good stuff. That shutter sounds angry. One more time. Okay, that's smooth. Incredibly smooth. That's the button to unlock the ISO, and you can change the ISO right there. Cool. Exposure compensation, which is right here. And we're ready to go. 35mm Elmerite, an absolutely amazing lens. And here is the stop down lever. Let's turn that aperture down so you can see it work. And that is the most useful part in terms of using single cam and 2-cam R lenses on the R4. You gotta engage that lever in order to have the meter in here read the light correctly and give you a proper exposure. It actually recognizes, it's funny because you can see in the viewfinder that it actually changes the exposure when you change the aperture, and it tells you the shutter speed in the aperture. You can see it in the viewfinder, but it's about at least a stop underexposed. When you hit that lever, it actually it stops down the aperture because the camera doesn't have the proper amount of cams to communicate what the aperture actually is. It does display the proper aperture in the viewfinder window, but the reading's wrong. So all you gotta do is do this. Change your shutter and your aperture, whatever you want to do. Get your setting. Chuck-clunk. Yeah, it's got a strong, positive shutter sound. The shutter does seem pretty beefy too. All right. As you can see, it's not a horizontal shutter, it's a vertical focal plane shutter. Man. Happy. And it works. And I believe, let me see. Yeah, I can see them from there. There's batteries in there. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of rolls through this guy, and I'm very excited because I'm 100% certain it's going to be amazing. So, unboxing a used, about $100 Leica with a 35 we're at 2.8. This is the Brokeman's alternative to an M5, not an M2 or M3, because they don't have light meters. M5, M6, M7, because you can actually use this in aperture priority. All you have to do is take this guy, even in aperture priority, you can use the stop down lever, press that shutter, it locks the exposure. That's right, it has exposure lock, even with single cam lenses. And it locks the exposure, and you can take photos in aperture priority. Then you just have to worry about focusing. It's a little bit clunky to use because you gotta look in the viewfinder, and then you gotta do your lever, and then you gotta half press your shutter, and you gotta focus, and then you gotta remember to wind that shutter and advance the film. Chuck-clunk, and you've taken a photo. Well, that's been a somewhat brief unboxing. Just kind of decided to do it, and then I'm going to do a full review of it, shooting and everything. Should be lots of fun. All right.